Stuart down here at Physio for Life. Today I'm going to run you through a little bit of a hip screen, and this will be useful for those that do yoga, Pilates or a fair bit of gym work. I see a lot of patients down here with hip related pain, and often they're very unsure on what they should and shouldn't be doing, and inadvertently they are probably making their pain worse by trying to push certain things they potentially shouldn't be. And a lot of this comes back down to their anatomy and the architecture of their hips. And everyone's hips are going to be a little bit different. So it's really important to know what your hips will allow and what they won't, so that you're not pushing things that you're never going to get, which will actually lead to you increasing your hip pain, which is what we often see. We often see people come in and they're overstretching in certain directions and they're actually just making their pain worse. So if we have a look at Nathan's hips here. Now he's got a little bit of left hip pain in the front of his hip at the moment, but if we come over to the right side to begin with, we want to have a look at his rotational profile. So as we're in this position, we can see how much I can twist his leg out to there, which is internal rotation, and we can compare that to how much external rotation he has on this side. So if we look at this, he probably moves to about 10 or 15 degrees that way, and probably to about 70, 75 going in that direction. If we come over to his left side and we look at internal rotation, we're stuck at about 5 to 10 degrees there at the moment. And then as we come into external rotation, again, we've not got a great deal more than about 60 degrees there. Now, overall, his left side is a bit stiffer at the moment in both directions. But what we see as he comes into external rotation there, he's got a little bit of a bony block, and I think largely going to be due to his anatomy. I don't think he's going to be able to change that. There's a few other tests we can do to confirm or deny that, but for someone like Nathan here, on his left side, positions like sitting cross-legged on the floor, pigeon positions, really deep lunging with rotation, a lot of which we'll commonly see in yoga, a lot of which, deep squatting, lunging, we'll see gym goers do. For him, that's not going to be appropriate for his left side at the moment. So we often see patients like this coming in, doing a lot of pigeon stretching, doing a lot of deep positions in yoga to try and stretch out, but actually they're just making their pain worse, because it's unlikely this hip here is ever going to twist any further in this direction here. And him pushing that in pigeon and those other positions is only going to increase the pain he's got in the front here. So often with these patients, one of the biggest things I'm telling them initially is to stop doing those stretches. And that's one of the ways we get initial improvement with them, because we're stopping the irritation of the hip, because we're no longer putting them in those extreme positions that in reality are unlikely to change that much. Because as I said, it comes back down to the architecture of his hips more so than a muscular tightness or anything else.